What is up everyone, welcome to Blue Iguana Studios. I am Raghav back with another how to draw video. Today we are going to work on a Mega Charizard. We'll try to make him look cooler and make a more detailed version of him so that it looks more rugged, more realistic. We are still going to maintain his character, which is the design that Charizard has is already a very good design. They just made it more awesome with Mega Charizard. So let's see if we can make him look even cooler, and this might just be a future transformation of him. So yeah, future evolution of it. So what I'm doing right now is just grabbing the blender brush and making some tweaks on his face, giving him more detail. Like I did that thorn, the spikes on his head, I made a crevice between his eyes and his spikes, so it already gave him a little more dimension to his head. Giving him teeth makes him look ferocious, but I'm going to keep the smile that he has on his face so that it still looks majestic and still looks cheerful enough. The horn on his nose is also looking badass, so I'll leave it there. And just setting the teeth. The character of Charizard is already very cool, and usually the designs for animation are kept simple so that it's easier for the character to animate the character. The design of Charizard is pretty complex. If you have seen other Pokemon like Mudkip or Pikachu or any other simple like Mark for example, they have pretty simple designs because the series is aimed at children and not teenagers. But if it was aimed at teenagers, the designs will be more rugged, more detailed, so that it looks more interesting. Now I'm extending the yellow part on his chest just to give the chest a little muscle. Charizard has that bell-shaped body, which I don't want him to have it right now because that gives him a more cartoony look. It's heavier from the bottom, and I don't want it to be heavy from the bottom. I'm just drawing the muscles on his abdomen. They won't be there because I'll be converting them to scales, but it'll give me a good indication of how I should place the scales, because the chest scale would be bigger and it'll give an indication that it has chest muscles there. So let's just do that quickly and I'll be back. Okay, so I am making the legs a bit thinner because they're too fat for it'll lessen the girth that it has in the feet. So let's just do that quickly. By the way, the video is sped up 4 times and I'll be time-lapsing because it gets boring for you guys to watch the whole process. When I'll be outlining and when I'll be just doing normal coloring stuff, I'll just speed paint or the repetitive stuff so that the video's length can be shortened and it can be more interesting for you guys to watch. And just I'm extending the nails because the nails of original Charizard are too roundish. It gives a less of ferocious look. It is a dragon after all, and it needs to have big nails, pointy nails, so that it gives the design a little edge. It makes it edgier and it's just more pleasing to the eye. It looks more badass, so why not? Let's just clean that up real fast and we'll move on to the next foot.
I'm not worrying about the neatness of the design
for now because I will be outlining it because I don't want to lose the cartoonish character of the dragon. But if you want, you can go clean that up there also. I will just outline it so it will go over all the edges, so it'll just save me time, so I'm not doing that right now. Giving little knee thorns to the dragon will also give it an edge, because anything we have to just do additions on it. So that scale between the tail and the leg, that shark kind of a fin, that looks amazing. I just noticed that. I didn't know it had that. Just let's get the other foot done real quick. I use the blender brush a lot because you can just pull things out and you can play with the design a lot with this brush, and it just makes it amazing. I thought that 2 shark fins would be better than 1, so I just gave it another one. Okay, I'll be replacing those cute little nails on his hands to like long ass nails so he can rip body apart. It'll make him look way cooler. Giving the knuckles, as you have noticed, hardly any Pokemon have fingers, knuckles or anything like that, so it'll just help me give it more detail. I'll just place those fingers real fast, and it'll actually look like the nails are coming out of the fingers, because right now it looks like the nails are coming out of his hands, which doesn't really seem quite right. So let's just do that. Add the knuckles on that hand also. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the muscles on the hands. The Charizard, like now, it doesn't really have any muscles on his hands, so I'll place the biceps and the triceps on it just to give it more muscular look, just to make it seem that he's a lot stronger. He actually has those muscles. Give it the shoulder muscle, the tricep. Blend that with the blender brush. Give the tone a little blending so it looks more natural. That's the forearm muscle. I'll be placing a lot of thorns on his elbow just to make him look cool. Like, they have this front wing on his forearm that looks really cool. It wasn't there on the normal Charizard. I think that there are 2 Mega Evolutions of Charizard, if I'm right. There's a blue, there's an ice dragon, and there's this like an advanced version of the old Charizard. I really like the design of this Charizard because it looks like more of a dragon. The other Charizard has like those 3 wings coming out of each wing, like those 3 partitions. I'm not really fan of those, so I think this one is way cooler, and it makes it look so edgy, especially those 3 scales that he has on his tail. It's just amazing how they have turned this dragon into this without even messing with his character that he had. I'm doing this just to place some guidelines because I'll be extending the scales on his tail, which are at the back, so I'll be extending them so that they look way more gigantic. So these divisions will actually help me place them the right way. I'm trying a lot of things with the wings. I was thinking that what should I do with them, then it just clicked me that I'll place little holes on the wings and give it a little more rugged look. I just grab the eraser and erase like semicircles out of his wings, which makes him look like he's been to a lot of battles and he's like an elder dragon who has faced a lot of battles in his life. It just makes him look way cooler, way rugged, way older, and way more experienced than he already is. So let's just do that quickly. I'll also show like the wings inside. Flesh part of the wings is also torn up, like they've been damaged in battles. Like I'm doing it right now, just grabbing the eraser tool and doing that. The reason why I chose Charizard for this episode of how to draw or how to make badass Pokemon is because he's one of the most popular Pokemons and everybody wants to see a cooler Charizard. I was a big fan of Charizard when I was young, and when just Pokemon was released since season 1, he has been my favorite Pokemon. So I thought I'll just choose Charizard and let's just make him badass. Why not? So I'm just trying to do a little more detail on his face because it still to me looks very plain. So I'm experimenting with like eyebrows and just trying to use different blending techniques, but I reverted to normal one only and I did detail with marker afterwards. So yeah, let's just do that quickly. For the fire, it was too regulated for me, so again with the blender brush I gave it a little more flair and more flames coming out of it so that it looks more natural. It just looks better and more fiery that way, more like a real fire. And this is the thing I was talking about. I'll be extending the scales now. I'll just copy. I'm using the lasso tool to copy one scale and just pasting those scales down towards the body, getting bigger, and it just makes him look way rugged, way more edgy. I was just so happy about how this idea looks, placing the scales like that. And it's just a simple task, just copy and pasting one single scale, making it bigger towards the body, and just using this simple thing, it just made it so much better. I'll just blend these scales together quickly so that it looks like they're part of his body, and I'll see you after blending. Okay, so the abs were not quite working for me. I was trying a lot of things. Since I had to replace everything with scales, I just decided to merge the abs beneath with the body and just start working on the scales. I left the chest there for now, just merging all the abs downwards, and decided to work on scales from there on. So I'll just start placing the scales now, starting with smaller scales from beneath his chest and just extending those scales as we go down, giving it a rounder shape, and we'll go in the direction as his body goes. It'll curve on the side. If you noticed, in the middle also I've placed like bumps on the scale so that it looks like two scales are actually merging there and not just a straight line, so it gives it more dimension, more depth. And now I'm shading, so every scale will have a shadow of the upper scale beneath it, so I'm shading it in that way. It'll give it that roundness that every scale is supposed to have. Just do that real quick. And on the sides also, if you notice, I am doing like a bigger scale beneath, and the upper scale is going inside the scale that is below. So I know that's opposite, but it looks way better. Just doing that real quick. Again, trying to figure out what is the best places for the scale, where should they bulge and where should they become narrows. Whatever looks best, just going back and forth and doing that, putting those running thorns on his back, which which almost every dragon has, giving those normal thorns on the wings. If you want to make a dragon look very cool and very out of the world, then you just place thorns all over his body, like literally place thorns all over his body, and it'll already start to look good. Putting a little detail on his eyes, making the eyes look sharper. You can always follow this advice. I've seen a lot of artists who do not use the tilt function. I'm using a bamboo tablet. I don't have anything fancy like Intuos Pro or any graphic monitor display, but bamboo works just fine for me, though there's a lack of active area on bamboo, and you can't really do like longer lines in one flow, and you don't have the shoulder movement with bamboo, but you can still do pretty nifty stuff with bamboo. Like all the drawings that I have on this channel right now till this date is done with bamboo, and it has actually been not that cumbersome of an experience. It's been really good. So anyone who wants to start doing graphic art, Bamboo is a very good place to start. Wacom Bamboo, if you want, I'll place a link in the description. And in this date, Wacom still has like tablets starting from $80, and it's just a really good way to start. I'll be upgrading to Giano. There's this company known as Huion. They have affordable tablets, so I can't really afford a Cintiq or something, so I'm buying a Giano. Huion Giano. I'll leave a link of that also in the description, so that you can go find it and buy it for yourself. Which I think just $150 on Amazon, and anyone can get that really. So if you are serious about starting graphic art or like digital painting, then that's a really good start. And I will start to do outlining, time-lapsing it. So yeah, before that I had one more thing I was saying about the tilt function. If you use a tilt function in the graphic tablet, there are very awkward positions that artists have to draw in when they're using a tablet or something. So it becomes very uncomfortable to draw some kinds of lines, you don't get the full range of motion in those points. So you tilt the canvas, you place it somewhere ever is comfortable for you to draw that kind of line, and then just place it back. It makes the hand movement so much easier, it makes the quality of line look so much better, and it's just an easier way of doing things. And it takes a while to get adjusted to and to get accustomed to, but once you are doing it, just adds to your workflow, and it becomes an amazing experience for you to work on. And also, there's one more thing I wanted to talk to you about. I'm using Sketchbook Pro, and this is a free trial version. I have like 15-day free trial of Sketchbook Pro 8, and it is an amazing software. So if you guys want like an affordable software which has a lot of functions, this has like more than 200 brush, and it's just amazing how many things you can do with Sketchbook Pro. And it's a pretty nifty software, so grab that if you are just starting out. They have this free trial version, but it won't let you go above 3 layers. So yeah, it's up to you. You can like work for 10 days on the free software, and then when you're a little better at using Sketchbook, you can just buy the Pro version, and it'll offer you amazing functions, amazing features. So that, and I'm just doing the outline. I'll improve the design while I'm outlining also a little, and it's just a long and cumbersome process, so I'll speed it out for you guys, and I'll see you after outlining. Okay, that almost took me an hour to outline the whole thing. I think it looks good. I'm just doing a little bit of highlighting so that because highlights just make things come to life, putting these things. Just notice the scales are round, so the highlight would be on different levels on the scale. Just don't place a white line on the stomach, it will make it appear round. So just take care of that, and we're almost done. Placing a little highlights on the horn and on the wings. Just these small things just brings the drawing to life, and there you have it, the badass version of Charizard. I'm Raghav. Hope you had fun watching this video, and just go and try it on your own, see what happens. So thank you. If you guys had a fun time watching this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. For instant updates about my work, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The links will be there in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.